He looked her straight in the eyes, in front of the entire school, and said, "I don't know her." Silence. Not the normal kind of silence, the kind that makes your chest tighten. The same girl he once held close, the same girl he once called his everything, stood there, frozen, shaking, holding a secret that would change both their lives forever. At Greenfield University, status was everything. Who you knew, what you wore, what people thought about you, and nobody had more of it than Jason Cole. Rich, popular, untouchable. Everywhere he went, people noticed. But the one person who never cared about any of that was Amara. Quiet, reserved, focused. She didn't chase attention, and maybe that's exactly why he noticed her. It started small. A smile across the library, a shared book, a conversation that lingered longer than expected. "Do you always sit here?" he asked. "Yes. Is that a problem?" she replied, slightly confused. "No, I think I like it," he said, and she smiled faintly. Days turned into weeks. Conversations became laughter. Laughter became trust, and trust became something deeper. Late-night calls, shared stories, moments too personal to say out loud. For the first time, Jason wasn't the rich, perfect student everyone admired. He was just himself. And Amara believed in him. But whispers started. "She's not his type. This won't last. Why her?" Jason's friends noticed. They warned him, teased him, pushed him. "You're ruining your image," they said. "Bro, this isn't you," they laughed. And slowly, Jason changed. Calls were shorter, replies delayed, sometimes ignored completely. Amara noticed. She always noticed. "Are you okay?" she asked one night. "Yeah, just busy," he said. But she knew something was wrong. And yet, she stayed. She hoped. She believed. Then, the day came. The entire campus buzzed with energy, laughter, chatter, music. Amara walked up to him. "Jason, we need to talk." His friends were watching, phones out, whispers spreading. Jason looked around, and in that moment, he made his choice. "I don't know you." Laughter, snickers, whispers, phones recording. Everything they had disappeared in a sentence. Amara didn't cry. She didn't argue. She didn't beg. She just walked away, with a secret growing inside her, a life she had yet to reveal.
She was pregnant for Jason.
Days later, she told her parents. Silence. Heavy. Awkward. Then came anger. "How could you do this? Who is responsible?" She tried to explain, voice trembling, tears forming. They didn't listen. That night, she was outside her own home alone. No support, no answers, just fear and the life she was now carrying. Days became weeks. Weeks became months. Amara disappeared from campus. No one knew where she went. No one asked. But far from the noise, she learned to survive, alone. She learned to cook, to work, to care for herself, and to care for the life growing inside her. She became stronger, wiser, more resilient. And somewhere in the back of her mind, a small flicker of hope remained, though she would never let Jason see it. Jason couldn't believe what he had just heard. She had the baby? And she's raising it alone? The words echoed in his mind, bouncing around like a relentless drum. His chest tightened, his throat felt dry, his hands trembled slightly. What do you mean?" he whispered, barely able to speak. The reality hit him slowly, like a weight pressing down, like a wave he couldn't escape. All the moments he had ignored, the distance, the missed calls, the cold replies, they weren't random, they were signs. She had carried his child all this time, and he never noticed? He closed his eyes. Images flashed before him, the library, the laughter, the quiet smiles, and now they were gone, replaced with regret so deep he could feel it in his bones. He walked aimlessly, the campus suddenly feeling too small, too familiar, too cruel. How could he have been so blind, so self-absorbed? And she had done everything alone. Every fear, every sleepless night, every challenge. She had carried a life and a secret, and he had walked past it, pretending not to notice. The truth hit him harder than any prank, rumor, or public humiliation could ever have, and for the first time, he felt powerless. Jason found her days later, far from the campus, in a quiet, dimly lit street lined with small homes. He hesitated. His hand hovered over the door, unsure if he even deserved to knock. When she opened the door, she was holding a child, small, fragile, perfect, innocent. The sight stopped him in his tracks. His heart raced, his thoughts tumbled over themselves. "That's mine, isn't it?" he whispered, voice cracking, almost unable to breathe. She looked at him, calm, controlled, distant. No tears, no anger. "You said you didn't know me," she replied softly. Her words pierced him more than any yell, more than any slap of reality. Jason's mind was a storm. Images of all the moments he had missed, every smile, every tear, every secret flooded him. She had lived, struggled, grown without him. She had loved and suffered and survived. He opened his mouth, but the words wouldn't come. How could he apologize for years of blindness, of selfishness, of ignoring the person who mattered most? And in that silence, the gravity of his actions pressed on him like never before.
Jason finally stepped back, the reality settling around him like cold air. It wasn't about money. It wasn't about power. It wasn't about popularity. It was her. While he had been chasing status, she had been fighting battles alone. While he had been protecting his image, she had been protecting a life and her own dignity. And now, she didn't need him. Sometimes the most painful truth is realizing what matters too late. And maybe that's what made it worse. The regret, the knowledge that he had chosen the wrong things, the wrong priorities, and had lost the one thing that could never be replaced. She closed the door slowly, holding her child gently. And Jason, he watched, silent, knowing that some doors, once closed, never reopen. If you were her, would you ever let him back in? Would you forgive? Or would you walk away, knowing some mistakes are too heavy to carry?